The 2015 Shelby Cobra Daytona Coupe 50th anniversary. After winning the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1959 in the Aston Martin DBR1, Carroll Shelby wanted to return to Europe to beat Ferrari with a car of his own design. In 1964, he began work on the 1964–1965 Shelby Daytona Coupe, a car that would solve the 1963 Shelby Cobra's issues with aerodynamic drag, which limited its top speed on the 3-mile-long Mulsanne straight. Only 6 were built before Shelby was reassigned to the 1964–1969 Ford GT40 project, but the Daytona Coupe went on to win 10 races during 1964 and 1965, as well as the 1965 FIA World Sportscar Championship. Not only did the Daytona Coupe become the first car to beat Ferrari since 1959, but it also made Shelby the first American constructor to win an international title. Additionally, the coupe set no fewer than 25 land speed records at Bonneville in 1965. It's been half a decade since those tremendous achievements, and Shelby American is celebrating the 50th anniversary of its FIA World Championship with a limited series of continuation Cobra Daytona Coupes. Though this isn't the first continuation Daytona, Superformance already offers a licensed replica. Shelby's is arguably the most authentic to date. The 50th anniversary Daytona Coupe is actually more than just a replica, sporting modern disc brakes and a stronger frame, and including an aluminum body option, a first for continuation cars. Updated 1 September 2015, our man Jonathan Lopez took some pics at Monterey Car Week. Enjoy. Continue reading to learn more about the Shelby Cobra Daytona Coupe 50th anniversary. Exterior. As with all continuation cars from Shelby, the Daytona Coupe is identical to one of the original cars. I say that because each original competition car was slightly different, and Shelby American chose one of them for this limited series. The company doesn't say which of the 6 coupes was used for this modern version, but did mention it selected a car that best represents all of the coupes. As with all continuation cars from Shelby, the Daytona Coupe is identical to one of the original cars. Based on the official photos released as of now, I'm tempted to believe Shelby used chassis CSX2601, the number 26 car that won at Reims with Bob Bondurant and Joe Schlesser behind the wheel to secure the 1965 World Sportscar Championship. Also known as the Championship Coupe, the number 26 is the most popular Cobra Daytona, which would explain Shelby's choice to use it as a base for this continuation series. Shelby didn't say whether customers can have the cars finished in one of the historical liveries, but the cars can be finished in a variety of exterior colors, which most likely also includes the iconic Guardsman blue. Speaking of which, the paint will be applied to either an aluminum or fiberglass body. This also means a buyer who opts for the aluminum shell can also have the car in a polished aluminum finish, a look that would mimic the original 1964 prototype as tested by Carroll Shelby. Interior. Shelby says each Daytona Coupe will feature a premium black leather interior regardless of the exterior colors. The cockpit will also come with special badging, which probably means 50th anniversary logos and badges, as well as a numbered plaque and Carroll Shelby's signature on the dashboard. No other details are mentioned, but it's safe to assume the new interior will be identical to the original, down to the numerous analog gauges and switches on the dashboard, the tall center console with the ball-shaped shift knob, the vintage sports seats, and the lightweight door panels. Of course, Shelby also replicated the 3-spoke, wood-rimmed steering wheel and the AC-branded pedals so a buyer will feel like he's driving an original Daytona Coupe. Drivetrain. The original Daytona Coupe had a 4.7-liter V8 engine under its long hood, paired to a Borg-Warner 4-speed manual transmission. The Ford unit was good for 385 horsepower and 340 pound-feet of torque, which was enough for 0 to 60 mph sprints of around 4 seconds and a top speed of 190 miles per hour. There's no word on output figures, but they should be at least as powerful as the initial engines. For 1964, those were tremendous performance figures. The top speed was slightly higher than the 1962–1964 Ferrari 250 GTO's 186 mph benchmark. The continuation series also features a 4.7-liter V8, but Shelby is now offering a newer unit with an aluminum block. The original engines had cast iron blocks. There's no word on output figures, but they should be at least as powerful as the initial engines. If so, the continuation Daytona Coupe should perform better than its ancestor, as it's lighter and packs plenty of modern technology under its body. However, you should know that the engine isn't included with the rolling chassis. It has to be ordered separately from the Shelby Engine Company, and you need to check with them for pricing. All I know is the engine can include the car's serial number from CSX9950 to CSX9999. Prices. Pricing for the 50th anniversary Daytona Coupe is set at $179,995 for the fiberglass version and at $349,995 for the aluminum car. The sticker doesn't include the drivetrain. Every continuation coupe is delivered as a rolling chassis, and the component vehicle can be finished either by the customer or an authorized dealer. Only 50 units will be built, with Shelby accepting orders on a first-come, first-served basis. While it may not be cheap compared to modern-day sports cars, the continuation Daytona Coupe is actually a bargain next to the original cars. With only 6 Daytona Coupes built, the race car became one of the most coveted vehicles in the world, changing hands for millions of dollars. For instance, the Championship Coupe was auctioned for $7.25 million in 2009. Another major issue for car collectors and Daytona Coupe enthusiasts is that ownership is almost impossible, as these cars don't go under the hammer too often. Competition. 1962 to 1964 Ferrari 250 GTO. Even though the Shelby Daytona Coupe raced against many famous cars of the mid-1960s, including the Chevrolet Corvette Stingray, its main purpose was to take on the Ferrari 250 GTO in the GT class for the World Sportscar Championship. The 250 GTO was launched in 1962 and produced in 39 units until 1964. By the time the Daytona Coupe arrived, the Ferrari had already won the FIA Championship for 2 years in a row, on top of scoring 2 class wins at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. The 250 GTO went on to win the World Sportscar Championship for the third time in 1964, but its GT dominance ended in 1965, when the Shelby's V8-powered coupe brought the trophy to the U.S. Along with its 1964–1966 Ferrari 275 GTB successor, the 250 GTO was one of the last front-engine cars to remain competitive at the top level of sports car racing. The former would continue to win GT races through 1967. Nowadays, the 250 GTO is not just the most coveted Ferrari, but also the most coveted and one of the most expensive classic cars in the world. Initial priced at $18,500 in 1962, the 250 GTO became a $1 million car as early as the 1980s. By 1990, 2 examples were sold for more than $10 million. More recently, certain models changed hands for more than $30 million, while chassis number 5111 GT set a world record in 2013 after it was auctioned off for whopping $52 million. While this incredible hike in value is great news to those who already own one, it pretty much leaves those wanting a 250 GTO of their own hopeless. The bad news here is that unlike Shelby, Ferrari won't build continuation cars. Read our full review here. Conclusion. The 1960s was a great era for racing and a successful period for Shelby American. Not only did Carroll help Ford crush Ferrari in GT racing with the Daytona Coupe, he also worked on the GT40, which turned out pretty well, as it defeated the Italians in prototype racing as well. Many of Shelby's iconic cars, including the Cobra 427 and the Mustangs, were born in the 1960s. This continuation series Daytona Coupe brings back one of America's most legendary cars and the first vehicle to become a National Historic Vehicle Register inductee. It's great news for gearheads who can't afford one of the original Daytona Coupes, and a good way to celebrate the car's success from half a century ago. Some might argue that Shelby has been using its heritage more than it should with so many continuation cars in recent years, but I don't care. There's no such thing as too many US-built Ferrari killers on the street and the track. Love it. Accurate replica of an iconic race car. Modern components, aluminum engine a bargain compared to the original cars. Leave it. Drivetrain as a separate purchase.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.